A monster third quarter in which the Dubs built a 21-point lead. Moses Moody was balling with 4 threes in that frame, including 12 points. And the Warriors feel good about themselves, improving to 3-1 after the step back Friday night in Portland. We welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors postgame live with NBA champion Festus Ezeli, the pride of Yale, Zena Keita.
She's back.
I am Bonta Hill. She is back, and the Dubs are back with a nice win after giving up a lot of points in the first half. They tightened up the defense in that important third frame.
This is exactly what you want in a bounce-back game. After what you saw in Portland, there were so many defensive adjustments. You saw folks hedging and then trapping, being able to get back in transition. It was beautiful to watch the Warriors get better within the case of this game.
I saw Jonathan Kuminga
we saw a lot of that.
The paint
Amen.
over and over and over. I saw the Warriors protect the paint, especially going against John Morant, the guy who lives in there and creates havoc through it. I saw the Warriors do a good job moving the basketball. Steve Kerr found a few lineups that he can go with. You know, after the last game against Portland, they asked if he found a lineup he liked. And tonight, I bet he can say there's a few lineups I like defensively and offensively that I can move forward with.
All right, I want to hear from Mo Money, who's standing inside with Fitz and Buki.
So Moses moved
and everything. I can knock it down. Obviously, Steph and Jimmy do what they do. Dre handling everything on the defensive side. We got so many options, so many things that we can counter. So you can't outrun us. You can't slow us down.
Are you ready for the Clippers tomorrow night?
Yeah, we're ready for it. You know, that's the slower game. Display what I'm talking about. We can play different ways. So you're looking forward to it.
What'd you think of Dub Nation tonight in that third quarter?
Yeah, Dub Nation was alive and in action. You felt the energy in here. It was amazing. Every shot that fell, it felt like you got wheeled in by the crowd. So shout out to Dub Nation.
Hey, when you made that 4-3, I went, holy Moses.
Yeah, I like it.
It was your night. Thanks for stopping. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Moses Moody with a fantastic game. The Warriors put Kuminga, Podziemski, and Moses all in over 20 points. You add in Curry and Butler. Bring on the Clippers tomorrow. The Warriors have opened the season 3-1, and Moody a big part of it tonight.
Quick turnaround tomorrow night against the Clippers, who the Warriors lost all 4 times to last season. But the Warriors are now 3-1, fueled by that monster third quarter. Remember, the Warriors were just up 4 at the half.
Third quarter showed the diversification in scoring. When you end up with 4 players in 20 points, you don't have all of the burden be on Steph. You don't have all the burden be on Jimmy. You can find different options, as Moses was saying, and that third quarter really put that on display.
What this game showed was the Warriors are one of the deepest teams in the West. And that's saying a lot, because there's a lot of teams with a lot of talent. And tonight, I thought the adjustment from the first half to the second half was taking care of the ball. 10 turnovers in the first half alone, 5 in all of the second half. So taking care of the ball was key. And then Steve Kerr adjusted something. He said essentially Jimmy or Steph was going to be on the floor at all times. Yep. And so the adjustment was Draymond goes out a little early. He comes in with the second unit, and he's in with Steph and his GP2 Moses Moody. Moses then catches fire because he's now playing with guys who are in rhythm, and then it just keeps multiplying from there. Jimmy was having a night. Jonathan Kuminga was having a night. Draymond up the intensity and the physicality. Steph has been having an incredible few games so far, 16 points, but you can feel his gravity the whole time because everybody else could eat off of his gravity.
And one of the reasons you can do that is because you have connectivity players. And tonight, once again, Jonathan Kuminga was that connectivity player, being able to be out there, whether it was Steph, whether it was Jimmy, whether it was Draymond, being a passer first as he drove, but also finding his own buckets. And that's what you love to see for him, especially on offense, being able to find the opportunities for those stars, but then also eating himself.
I love it. I got a few Air Congos coming tonight.
Double for Air Congo tonight. 25 points, 10 rebounds.
And you're looking at this is the biggest part. Steph Curry, under 30 minutes. Draymond Green, under 30 minutes. Jimmy Butler, under 32 minutes. This is what's going to get you to the finish line deep into the season when you got your stars playing those limited minutes.
Especially with another game tomorrow night right here at Chase Center against the LA Clippers. But that third quarter flipped in a heartbeat. You saw the score, 80-73. And then Draymond Green said, you know what, I'm going to get feisty out here. And he was out there doing his thing. The game within the game. Bessie fellas, we love the game within the game. Well, there's Draymond Green. You know, he was taunting, he was talking. He loves talking to the Memphis Grizzlies. Look at him. He's up and running. And you see right here, turnover, loses his dribble. And Santi Aldama going in for the layup. Nothing easy. Nothing is easy in the paint when it comes to Draymond Green. And he's telling everybody, nah, that's not a hard foul. That's not a hard foul. That's soft. Then Jerry Jackson Jr., how about you just quiet?
Yeah,
Wow.
don't tell the kids at home this one. This was just disrespectful out on the floor. This was a veteran talking to a young.
Let me tell you this. There's nobody that's going to punk Draymond Green's team right here. This is wild.
This may be the gift of the year.
Listen,
the kids call it the gift. And Santi Aldama missed both
Ball
Franklin
lie.
free throws.
That's definitely a meme
That's
right
what
here.
Draymond's saying with this little hop right here. The ball don't lie.
What was
Okay.
that hop? What was that hop?
I'm also trying to figure out, I mean, there's a lot going on here. But you know what's so funny? I feel like I've seen Brandon Podziemski do that exact same thing. I don't know where he got it from. We're going to have to ask him. I don't know.
Fezzi, you want to pull it? What was he trying to do, man?
I have no idea. What are the kids? Is that something that's new in the?
You're the resident dancer,
It's
man.
not 6'7". I know that's the only one I know. But this right here with the hop, I don't know. I feel like there's something to
I
it.
feel like I could pull a hammy if I do that.
I'll say
I
this.
don't know. Yeah,
I'll
let
say
me
this.
stop.
No more injuries around this NBA, please.
No, I will say this about that. You know, Draymond is the guy who brings the physicality. He brings the intensity. You saw the clip earlier where he was actually talking to his teammates. That's him getting the team fired up. The first half, they were up by 4, the Warriors were, but that wasn't okay. That wasn't Warriors-style basketball. Ja Morant was living in the paint. The Warriors were turning the ball over. There really wasn't that rhythm. I thought they hit a few shots that put them over the edge, but the second half, you could feel that presence. Draymond starting at center, that was a great way for him to really set the tone for the whole team.
You're right, Fezzi. That was 3 consecutive first halves in which the Warriors have allowed at least 61 points. But you know what? They have a guy who's starting to buy into his role, and he's playing exceptional basketball right now, and that is Jonathan Kuminga, who all he did was mess around and drop a double-double tonight. How about that for Eric Congo?
No. Not buying to his role, Bonte. JK is now the guy who they're running plays for, and guys are recognizing that they need this talent, the strength, the athleticism, the ability to get to the rim, all these things. When you have this, you have a chance, especially going against all these young legs. The Memphis Grizzlies have a lot of young guys on the floor, but JK's still the best athlete out there.
I think there's a balance between buying into a role, being given a role, and then also taking a role. And I think Jonathan Kuminga is doing all 3 here and being able to do all the things that's being asked of him, whether it's getting to the glass and crashing the glass, whether it's passing the ball, making the right passes, right? It's not just about when he's scoring, it's about how he's scoring, when he's deciding to be aggressive to the basket, taking it on his own versus taking it on his own and finding his teammates in traffic. I mean, these are all the things that are indications that his maturity is there. And that's what you want to see out of JK.
Well, we've seen when he plays at least 30 minutes, his numbers look like tonight.
Yes.
His 6th double-double of his career. He plays in 31 minutes and 33 seconds, but he goes 9 of 14 and doesn't settle for the three-point shot. Only 2 3-point attempts, but yet he gets to the free throw line as well because he's living in the paint. He goes to the free throw line 8 times, Fezzi.
Yeah, he's playing his role, understanding that he is a mismatch no matter who you put on him. If you put a smaller guy who can match up with his quickness, he is bigger, so he can get on the block and get to the rim. If you put a bigger guy on him, he can get by him. These are things that he is starting to see, but also his teammates are seeing that. You've seen Steph set a ball screen for him. You saw GP2 set a ball screen for him tonight. As long as this system and the chemistry continues to build, the sky's the limit for this team.
Zena, what I like, too, is he's defending the top guys on the opposing team. Luka Knight.
Dub Nation, we need to talk because the Golden State Warriors just delivered a performance that's pure energy, and let's just say, I'm not okay in the best way. Last night against the Memphis Grizzlies, the Warriors came in hot, built for bounce-back mode, and boy did they show up. Marcus, Warriors fan, 131-118 victory that felt like validation, identity, and promise all rolled into one. They absolutely dominated, especially in the third quarter, where they turned a 70-68 lead into a massive 99-78 advantage and never looked back. Here's what I'm buzzing about, and what you should be locked in on. First, the breakout performance by Jonathan Kuminga, 25 points during the team. We saw Brandon Podziemski drop 23, Moses Moody chip in 20, and veteran Jimmy Butler also delivered 20. Curry had 16, but the whole roster stepped up. That's the kind of balanced squad you build a championship run with, when you're not just reliant on one superstar. Third, the shooting from deep and ball movement. They went 19 to 43 from 3, 44.2% overall. An earlier article says 18 of 35, 51.4%. They dished mashed the door. Kuminga plus Moody both nailed threes, Pods kept cooking, and the lead exploded. What does this say about the Warriors going forward? A few positive signposts. The youth infusion is legit. Guys like Kuminga, Pods, Moody aren't just role players. It builds confidence. If they ride this wave, they can be dangerous. Now, yes, there are still things to clean up: turnovers, consistency on the defensive end, making sure this stays sustainable. But the takeaway here, the Warriors didn't just rebound, they made a statement. That means something for us as fans, for this channel, for the entire Dub Nation. So, let me wrap. Warriors Nation, get ready. This game is a turn in the narrative. The Warriors responded when the heat was on. They showed depth, poise, youth, and experience all meshing. If this is a preview of what's to come, we're in for one wild ride. Now, I want to hear from you. How did you feel watching that third quarter surge? Do you believe this group can sustain it and challenge for the title? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you're hyped for Warriors basketball, and make sure to subscribe for more raw, real reactions just like this. Dub Nation, let's ride.